Do you remember the last time you made a new friend offline? And have you ever noticed how we're all glued to our screens these days? It's like we're more connected than ever, but somehow we're also more alone. Is socializing in America slowly fading away?
They chose to connect online rather than to connect with a human being.
No one cares about anybody.
More and more people are missing that connection and are feeling lonely.
There was a time when our calendars were packed with meetups and our weekends were all about hanging out with friends, but now it seems like we're swapping real conversations for quick texts and exchanging memes. And I get it, life's busy, and sometimes it's just easier to send a message than to meet face to face. But here's the thing, we're now missing out on the great qualities of life. The laughs, the hug, and those deep talks that you just can't get through a screen. From diving into the data, it's like we're all on an extended social media break, but without the be right back message. From the rise of digital hangouts to the hustle culture that keeps us working round the clock, we'll dig into why Americans are suddenly putting do not disturb on their social lives. You have probably noticed it too, and it's not just you. Social gatherings are on the decline, and we're going to find out why. In the not-so-distant past, the American social scene was a vibrant tapestry woven with community gatherings, catch-up dinners, and the sacred ritual of the weekend barbecue. Neighbors knew each other by name, and the sound of laughter spilling from backyards was as common as the chirping of crickets on a summer night. But as the years rolled by, something shifted. The once lively neighborhood block parties began to dwindle, replaced by the quiet glow of television screens. The art of conversation, once passed down like a cherished family heirloom, started to fade, leaving behind a trail of read receipts and emoji-laden texts. The decline didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual change, like the slow dimming of a once bright star. By the turn of the millennium, the signs were clear. Americans were moving less, their church pews were emptier, and the once thriving community centers echoed with the memories of what used to be. What happened? Some point to the rise of the digital age, where the allure of a screen became more enticing than the warmth of a handshake. Others cite the hustle culture that left little room for leisure, turning free time into a rare commodity.
Hustle culture.
Hustle culture.
Hustle culture.
And let's not forget the sprawling suburb designed more for privacy than for porch-side chats. As we stand here today, looking back at the rise and fall of American socializing, we can't help but wonder, can we rekindle the spirit of community, or have those days finally come to an end? And gone are the days when a knock on the door meant an unexpected friend dropping by for a chat.
What you doing here?
Today, our interactions are often filtered through pixels and notifications. The digital age has ushered in an era of convenience, where connecting with someone on the other side of the globe is just a click away. But as our networks expand, our closed personal circles seem to shrink. We've traded the high fives and hugs for likes and shares, mistaking the quantity of our connections for quality. The warmth of a voice is often lost in text messages, and the depth of conversations is diluted to 280 characters or less. We're more connected than ever before, yet studies suggest we're lonelier too.
Surveys reveal that around 60% of people in the US right now report feeling lonely on a pretty regular basis.
The latest concern from the top health officials in our country, loneliness.
It's measured in the moments missed, the spontaneous coffee runs, the impromptu heart-to-hearts, and the laughter that only comes from being in good company. As we navigate through endless feeds and stories, we're left wondering if our digital habits are enhancing our lives or if we're just curating loneliness with a high-speed connection. But it's not all doom and gloom. The digital age also brings opportunities for connection that past generations never had. The key lies in finding balance, using technology to enhance, not replace, the human touch. In the quiet aftermath of declined invitations and unread messages, a subtle but profound shift has occurred in our collective well-being. The psychological consequences of our dwindling social interactions are as real as they are concerning.
Is that being more socially isolated is really problematic and actually toxic for the brain.
Research paints a somber picture. Less chit-chat doesn't just mean fewer shared smiles. It correlates with a rise in feelings of isolation, anxiety, and depression. The stats are telling. A surge in screen time has walked hand in hand with a spike in mental health issues. Teenagers, once the epitome of social creatures, now report unprecedented levels of loneliness, and depression. Adults fare no better, with many experiencing a sense of disconnection that no digital platform can bridge. But why does this matter? Humans are social animals, wired for connection. Our brains thrive on interaction, on the nuanced dance of conversation, and the unspoken comfort of presence. When these are replaced by the hollow ping of a notification, we lose more than just time. We lose a part of ourselves. The good news? Awareness is the first step towards change. By recognizing the psychological toll of our modern lifestyle, we can begin to weave a new social fabric, one that balances the convenience of digital communication with the irreplaceable value of face-to-face connection. As days go by, communities thrive on face-to-face interactions. Neighbors knew each other, and conversations flowed freely. Today, screens often create distance, even when close by. Yet the essence of community remains vital. It's friends laughing together, neighbors lending a hand, and that sense of belonging. Deep, meaningful conversations have been replaced by quick texts and online posts, leading to a loss of valuable exchanges and shared learning. Strong communities can be rebuilt, creating spaces where everyone feels welcome to engage, share, and support one another is key. Choosing in-depth discussions over passive online scrolling can make a difference. Making time for others and actively listening can strengthen community bonds. Enjoying the presence of others and making every moment count is essential. The journey through the social landscape of America reveals a complex picture. The rise of digital communication has brought unparalleled access to information and each other, yet it seems to have come at the cost of our communal roots. The psychological toll is evident, with a marked increase in loneliness and a yearning for more substantial connections. Despite these challenges, the power of community remains undiminished. It's the shared experiences, the support during tough times, and the joy of real-world connections that continue to define the human experience. The payoff of nurturing these connections is clear: a richer, more fulfilling life. So, in the end, how can one contribute to reviving the spirit of community in our own lives? With this thought in mind, let's not forget that the future of socializing may be slowly coming to an end, whether we like it or not. And if you're curious about how the next generations are shaping our world, watch my recent video on Gen Z and Alpha, the generations that made teachers give up. It's a great look at the challenges and triumphs of teaching in today's rapidly changing society.
2025.
Teachers are quitting by the masses.
Teachers that were just colleagues of mine were in tears coming to me saying, "I'm so glad you got out."
This mass exodus signals a crisis in our education system.